How did you feel about going back to revisit that moment?
I thought it was a really fascinating and compelling script. I thought it would be a good story in Pete Berg's hands. I have played not only FBI agents, but actually Boston FBI. In fact, in some ways, I played this guy twice because in Black Mass, I was the head of the Boston FBI while they were, trying to deal with Whitey Bulger. And in fact, the guy that I play in Patriots Day, the real character, Rick Delorier, was the head of the FBI when Bulger was caught. So there's this kind of, strange coming together of those two things. But I thought that it was an interesting character with a great director, and the rest of the cast was already in place. So I went up to play.
When you play real life characters, do you prefer to meet them or not?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about meeting a real life character is that often they their instinct is to tell you, as Rick's was, about the story, right? But by the time you meet them, chances are you probably know a lot about the story. What I'm really looking for is more about kind of the personal stuff, or the the physical stuff, or the just the kind of the essence of the man. I don't. It's in this case not really an issue of trying to do some kind of an impression, of that guy, as much as it is try to kind of capture his essence. And the thing about this man is that he is somebody who is very, very good, under pressure, and somebody who is a meticulous, by the book, go through the steps kind of leader and agent, and so that was it was helpful to sit with him.
Right. A lot of this story has to do with the procedural, the ongoing investigation to try and capture the suspects.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and I think that that's very true to the case. I mean, when they go over all that cell phone footage and all that surveillance footage, and it was a very painstaking kind of process, and then desperately trying to get enough from the images of the guys to run facial recognition, and then the discovery that they had in fact looked at the sky. It's a difficult thing. I mean, I don't blame them for having missed him. I mean, I know there's been some talk about that, but I think they did what they could.
Right. As you said, you've been involved with a few Boston projects.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something specific about the character of Boston and how this city responded?
I think that there is. Boston is a place that does always have a tremendous amount of civic pride, and you just you feel it, you know it when you're there, and it also, as big as it is, feels a lot like a town. It just has a town kind of feeling. I have a very good friend from Boston, and he just kind of knows everybody, and everybody just seems to be aware of everybody else, and of the city, and of the stories, and of the history, and there's a lot of from just kind of regular people, not bookish kind of people. There's a tremendous amount of knowledge of history, and so obviously, which is put across in the movie, is when something like this comes down, they definitely come together.